And a big guns up on a Friday night right before opening weekend. We got, I know probably at least half the league works for university student housing somewhere. So you probably got a big weekend ahead of you. I know we do, so we're going to be pretty indisposed. I'm going to miss most of the games, probably pretty much all of them on Saturday and Sunday, as I think all of us will. But I'm going to do a quick video, real quick. I want to show y'all. Got the season tickets here. So they came in, and as you can see, they got greats on the cover. You know, we got Donnie Anderson, E.J. Holub, Gabe Rivera, Dave Parks, Zach Thomas, and there was even a ticket with Spike Dykes on it. That's the Eastern Washington game, has Spike on it, so they'll probably pay tribute to Spike in that game or at some point during the season, I'm sure. As most of y'all know, Spike passed away, longtime coach for the Texas Tech Red Raiders. I thought it was very interesting. When I got the tickets in the mail, got them in the mail on Wednesday, I said to myself, you know, they usually put players on these things, and before I've even opened the envelope, I said this year they'd probably be better suited for putting some greats on there because I'm not real sure the guys that we could put on there would be worth putting on the tickets. So, sure enough, I open it up, and what do you know? Like a prophet, there was all the Texas Tech greats on the tickets, and I said, well, you know, another great idea for Medley that I'm not going to get paid for. So I just thought that was funny. Something else I thought funny. Have y'all seen this article on ESPN about Duke Johnson? Apparently some kind of crappy, worthless, useless trophy that the Cleveland Browns and the Detroit Lions had planned to have like a traveling trophy. You know how colleges do? This is an NFL franchise here, by the way. Want to do traveling trophies for a preseason series that they do with the Detroit Lions, the Battle of the Great Lakes, and it's some kind of barge or something. Well, this trophy went missing. Apparently, Browns running back Duke Johnson walks around with a backpack everywhere he goes. They asked to look in the backpack. What's in the backpack? The trophy. So I guess we can just start calling Duke Johnson Steely McSteelerton or something because he's literally stealing worthless artifacts from Cleveland Browns lore. And let's be real here. The Browns are not in line to get very many trophies. They need all they can get. Can you stop having your worthless, second-rate, garbage, no-count players? Can you stop having them walk around with backpacks just stealing rando antiques or artifacts from the Browns organization? I mean, what's next? Is the guy going to be dragging the casket of Otto Graham across the field? Well, I'm just taking this home with me. I thought, you know, it would be neat. That's what we need. Defile the corpse of Otto Graham. So we did have 3 games that are played on Thursday. I was mainly looking at that Baltimore-Miami game. I thought that was pretty interesting. And I thought the headline over the box score on ESPN was really priceless. It says, Jay Cutler inconsistent in Dolphins debut. Wrap your brain around that for a second there. Doesn't that go without saying? Isn't Jay Cutler inconsistent at everything? He was inconsistent with taking the sideline reporter job or whatever he got. I mean, he took it and then he quit before he ever actually did it. That's pretty inconsistent, isn't it? So way to go, Cutler. Way to be inconsistent. Good job, Jay. Way to keep sucking, you stupid loser. So nobody expected anything different. I don't know why Adam Gase brought that guy in. That's pretty nuts to me. But looking at that, Baltimore dominated that game. I mean, really just destroyed Miami. So I was looking at it going, hey, you know what? Let me check this box score, man. I mean, something may jump out at me. Maybe somebody had a pretty doggone good game. No, they used literally everybody on their roster. I mean, just about 90 people got at least one carry in that game. About 37 had a catch. You know, not quite that many, obviously, but it was quite a few guys had like one catch for 5 yards, 2 carries for 3 yards, you know, stuff like that. So I said, well, this is helpful. We literally learned nothing about this. So not really helpful there if you were thinking about looking at that box score saying, who's going to be the running back? Danny Woodhead, Terrence West? How's that Jeremy Maclin doing? Who's going to be the quarterback of that team? Is Ryan Mallett going to take over for Joe Flacco? Was there any chance of that? I had a guy I was talking to today, a guy in another league, who was really just grouching about people talking about Ryan Mallett being good. I'm like, dude, non-story. That is Ryan Mallett, non-story. Come on, let's move on to something else. And then we got into an argument about, basically, not really an argument. I think we were arguing about who hated Cam Newton the most, I think is what it really turned into. Because at the end of it, I think, quite frankly, that's the only point that we actually proved was that Cam Newton kind of sucks. And he turns the ball over way too much. You know, it was an interesting stat I went and looked up. Wrap your brain around this. Colin Kaepernick has a better touchdown to interception ratio for his career than Cam Newton does. And it's not even really close. Now, you got Cam's big year in like 2015 where he had like 35 touchdowns to 12 interceptions, I think it was, if I remember right. So that's kind of an outlier there. The rest of it, most of his career is like 19 TDs to 14 interceptions, 21 to 16, stuff like that. You see numbers like that. Colin Kaepernick actually has almost a full touchdown more than Cam Newton to that. Now, there's only one guy when it comes to TD to interception ratio that you can really talk about. That's Aaron Rodgers. He's the only guy with more than 4 touchdowns to each interception. Most of the good ones are in the 2 range. Cam's like 1.57 TD to interception ratio. That's amazing. So that right there just speaks volumes that Colin Kaepernick basically turns the ball over less than Cam Newton. So I'm going to move on from that one. Talk about some other stuff. This doesn't really affect fantasy, but I thought it sucked. The Patriots' first-round draft pick, Derek Rivers, he's pretty much done for the year with like a torn ACL and a sprained LCL or something like that. Pretty bad knee injury, bottom line. So he's pretty much done for the year, so that pretty much sucks right there. Something I did want to talk to you guys about, we got our draft coming up. Do not forget it. Next Sunday, 3 o'clock. Of course, it's going to be a live draft, so that means if you're trying to draft, you're going to log in online into your account. You're going to sign in. You're going to be ready to go. I would strongly recommend being signed in early. I mean, there's no sense in waiting until the last second to sign in. Me personally, I like to sign in 20 or 30 minutes early just to sit there and wait for it to kick on. Now, I think the countdown doesn't even kick on until maybe like 10 minutes until draft time. At least in the past, that's been the case. But I just go ahead and get signed in, make sure everything's working all right, make sure I got good connection. For those of you guys coming over to the house, I think at least 4 of y'all, or 3 of y'all rather, should be coming over. We're going to start drafting at 3. I mean, I would show up by at least 2:30. So we can go ahead and get your device hooked up to my Wi-Fi and all that, and get the password and all that in. So just plan to come on over. It'll be a gas. We'll have a good time. We'll draft. Then we'll move on from that. The other thing I want to tell you about, guys, look, I think only about 3 or 4 of you have actually paid me. I have to go back and look at the website because I'm tracking it. But go ahead and consider getting your money in sooner rather than later if you can. If you need my address, text me and I'll send it to you if you're going to mail it to me. You could also PayPal it to me if that's more convenient for you guys. I mean, I don't know if it is. I know some of y'all last year sent some discreetly hidden cash. You never know if stuff's going to get lost in the mail. I mean, I don't mind you sending me cash. I mean, you can do that if you want to. I would probably send a check personally or a money order, or you could, like I say, you could just PayPal me or something like that. Or if you're in town, obviously just give it to me in person. But at the end of the day, I don't want to be sitting here in like week 10 still waiting on some money. So y'all know what I'm saying here. Let me give you a little Thamesman for you.
Stop wasting my time. You know what I want. You know what I need. Oh, maybe you don't. Do I have to come right back out and everything. Give me some money. Give me some money.
Super props to anybody that knows what that's from. It's from, hint, hint, it's from one of my all-time favorite movies of all time. So if you know what that is, I'm not going to tell you you don't have to pay your fee this year and I'll cover you or anything like that. But I just think it would be cool if you know what movie that's from. So leave a comment or something and say you know what it's from. I know one guy out there that might watch this video that would definitely know what that's from. So anyway, guys, it's been good talking to y'all tonight. I'm looking forward to the draft. I'm not looking forward to opening tomorrow. I mean, we got literally 8,600 or so students that are descending upon campus this weekend, moving in. It's going to be a busy, busy weekend. And then I get to turn around and work all week long. So it's going to be a while. I'm going to be pretty exhausted when next weekend rolls around, when it's draft time. So in a lot of ways, I'm kind of glad we're doing it on Sunday rather than Saturday, because that gives me a day off, gives me a day to rest, gives the rest of you guys that are out there working hard on a move-in weekend a day to rest. So y'all take it easy. I will see you guys on Sunday, and maybe we'll cut a video in between now and then, and we'll talk, see how some of these games go, talk about injuries and all of that. Don't forget, give me some money.